In the 60s, Mexico City would be the season-ending race. That's no longer the case, but it is always a party in these parts. Welcome to the Mexico City Grand Prix. Over 2,000 meters above sea level, the altitude will test the driver's fitness and their engine's efficiency. 17 corners across a 2.6-mile circuit expect incredible speeds in excess of 215 miles per hour and overtaking into the braking zones of Turn 1 and Turn 4. It's time to see how our drivers are stacking up after yesterday's exciting qualifying session. Charles Leclerc lines up on pole position, and Lando Norris lines up alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Russell, Hamilton, Valtteri Bottas and Hadjar, Piastri, Antonelli, Alonso and Nico Hülkenberg, Verstappen, Perez, Alex Albon and Sainz, Colapinto, Lawson, Gabriel Bortoleto and Arvid Lindblad, Behrman, Ocon, Gasly and Lance Stroll brings the grid to a close. It's almost time for the lights to go out, so let's head down to the track where preparations are underway. Well, we welcome you to the broadcast. It's going to be some race today. First of all, introductions. I'm Alex Jakes. Alongside me for this one, Anthony Davidson. I love this moment in the weekend. Put us in their shoes right now. What are they feeling on the grid?
You've got to know, you've got to have a pre-race game plan. You've watched videos before you get into the car of previous races gone by. You know where you have to place your car if X, Y or Z happens in front of you or behind you. So having this clear game plan is absolutely essential before you get in the car.
Radio check, please. Radio check.
Radio check.
Okay, here we go. I know what you can do. Don't let me down.
Well, welcome back to F1 26 Cadillac career. We are here in Mexico. Just 5 more races to go. Hopefully I can finish in time, but the one leaving the championship, Lando Norris, and he's got it pretty decently wrapped up. Decent gap that he has to keep, but Leclerc's pretty close behind, and the man on pole. We're actually up one position. You see P5 for us, thanks to Max Verstappen's penalty. It looks like we're going to have to take one again soon before the season ends with a new engine. But yeah, here we are in Mexico, a track I'm very comfortable with apparently, topping both practice and some of qualifying. So, but here we go, 5 red lights. And it's lights out and away we go here in Mexico. Hamilton with a strong launch off the line. And also we have, who is that? Ooh, Hadjar with a strong launch off the line, as well as we defend the regular line actually. As everyone just kind of cutting across us. Hamilton makes a move on Leclerc. Leclerc lost out on pole. As we just cut across him. Get around Lewis Hamilton. And we're up into P2. Incredible start here in Mexico. Just George Russell left to go in our roster of people to get rid of. After following the F1 Manager Series, that will be coming back next week on Monday. As I begin heading out to college next week, I won't have enough time to make some good videos, so I have them ready to come out Monday, and hopefully a couple more throughout that week. So the content will start to drop down, and we won't have any more F1 26 content, but for a while. But at least we'll have some F1 Manager content, so that's pretty fun. Here comes Lewis Hamilton down the main straight. We're just gonna hold off him, or hold him off. That hold off him doesn't make any sense. Hold off him. That sounds German. But George Russell really taking a gap out of us. Been a long time since we've been battling up here. Been a long time since I've seen the Ferrari. or the Mercedes. I'm usually fighting Williams, as here comes Lewis Hamilton. We're gonna have to leave him space. But we're not gonna leave him that much space, as if we keep fighting with Hamilton, George Russell is gonna run away with us. So the Ferrari is clearly faster than we are. If we can just be late on the brakes and destroy the line he's taking, then because already, that really helped us, I think, get away from him just a bit. Now this circuit is very tough on tires. It's just 4 laps in and we're already about 20% on the tires. Long race here today, actually, 36 laps. As here comes Lewis Hamilton again, who's probably going to get a decent run on us into the first corner. As George Russell's just running away with it up there. Max Verstappen now with a quick slap. The man who was down a place, as we lose a place now to Lewis Hamilton. Bit of contact there. I mean, I did keep him behind ultimately, Mark.
Box this lap.
As we drift through that corner. We're not the only one to pit, is that everyone here up front is pitting. But they're gonna have about 2 seconds on us here.
Okay, let's go now. Come on. That was a fantastic stop, faster than we were expecting. Okay, stay clear of the white line on the exit.
Come out ahead of Albon.
If you cross onto the track.
So we're out of the points for the moment. Here we go. We are closer to Leclerc than we were last time out.
Back by about 3/10 a lap. Well done.
Leclerc's actually going to defend the inside line, interestingly.
Hit the target well there. Nice one. There's a long way to go in this race, though, so keep your head down.
Looking at the tire wear. Ooh, we're almost at 40. There's about 9 laps left to go. Well, we pitted lap 14. So we've gone about 10 laps into just hit, a little over 10 laps into just hit 40. So I think we'll be good. I think we'll be at around 70% when we finish the race, as long as we keep managing pretty well. So Hamilton now, the man in our sight. We are 1 step away from another podium. We haven't walked on the podium since the Netherlands. And I honestly didn't think we'd ever see it again.
Well done, but be aware these tyres need to get us to the end of this race.
I honestly was wondering if we'd ever see point scoring again. The next track is Sao Paulo, actually. I thought it was Las Vegas for a second, but it's Sao Paulo. And I love Brazil. I love the Brazil track. It's one of my favorites, and I believe it's a sprint weekend as well, so extra points to be had there. Lewis Hamilton is real slow. Leclerc seems to be picking up some pace. As now we still have overtake and a run on Lewis Hamilton. Who's leading this Grand Prix? I think it's Norris. I think Norris got a decent pit stop and is now leading. Me and Leclerc trying to jump Hamilton. Hamilton's actually going to defend his teammate rather than from us. I think that was maybe a mistake, Lewis. Whoo! So we tried the up and under, but any more throttle and we would have been in the back of Lewis Hamilton there. Leclerc tries to go around our outside. Whoo! So we got some battling going on here for a podium. Hamilton's not the guy. I'm surprised I wasn't track limits. I'm grateful.
Okay, we're monitoring somewhere on the internal combustion engine.
Oh no.
Aware that we're going to start to see a loss of power.
Already? $55, yeah. So like I said, we're gonna have to be changing the internal combustion engine probably. My headphones have been acting up recently. But probably gonna have to be changing the internal combustion engine here probably for Las Vegas, honestly. We'll see how Brazil goes. So as Charles tries to make a dive bomb move on us. We're not finding as much pace to Lewis now. Okay. So we drift into that corner. So we're now hitting 50s with 6 laps to go, so we did gain a bit more tire wear than I was expecting and hoping. Maybe we could push Leclerc out there. We can be confident on the brakes and on the acceleration. We're still side by side, but we ultimately come out of that. So Hamilton is actually finding pace now. I think his race engineer told him pick up the pace, and he said, "Aye, aye, Captain." That and our tires are wearing a bit more now. So if Norris wins this Grand Prix, he's going to set himself up pretty nicely for the next coming Grand Prix to win another championship. Russell, I thought, had a good, decent swing at it there at the beginning of the season. And he was leading it for a good while, and then all of a sudden Lando Norris and Charles Leclerc just came up out of nowhere. And as it stands, George Russell is going to overtake Charles again in the championship standings, because they're only 5 points away from each other. So here comes Charles that I can't defend much from. But once again, if I can just get confident on the brakes and then confident on acceleration. He doesn't seem to have the brakes as we do. And he went to the outside line because we defended the inside. The inside line on that corner is just superior. As now Hamilton has dropped back in pace once again. Because I know we're not picking up pace.
Due to wear, so don't be too aggressive.
So we're gonna really squeeze Charles out. Oh, but we're gonna lock up and we lose the advantage. I just lost the tires there at the end. Been so confident in that corner. But the Ferrari pair are now going to fight. In fact, they are into the final few corners through the chicane. Leclerc comes out on top and moves himself up into the podium. He did it before I could. That's kind of annoying. But we're going to have overtake again and hopefully a decent run on them. 2-3 laps to go in this Grand Prix. As we are reaching 60% on the tires. Hamilton makes another pass. Hamilton moves back up into the podium now. If this Ferrari pair keeps fighting, they're gonna let me through into the podium. One of them's gonna have to sacrifice the place. Oh, come on, tires, come on. Work with me here. Somehow we still have overtake, which is impressive. Leclerc on Hamilton once again. It makes a move much dissimilar as the moves I have made on him the past several laps. 2 laps now to go. Can we make anything special happen? I don't know. The Ferraris are quick. My tires are just leaving me. Piastri all of a sudden in the rear view mirror. Yeah, I think ultimately we're going to come across in 5th place, which I'm not upset about. We made some opening overtakes, but at the cost of the tire wear. So, whoa, as we begin to spin there, as we cross the line, starting the final lap here in the Mexican GP. Piastri super close behind. So at this point, I'm not going to push. I got to avoid a 3-second time penalty of track limits, which I am really, really impressed I haven't picked up. This entire GP, but
Okay, gap to the car in front, 1.6 seconds.
Piastri's just found some last-minute pace. So I didn't think we'd have to defend from Oscar Piastri anymore today, but it's going to be to the line defending, apparently. As we just enter a little more lifting coast, as we enter the final 4 corners. 1, through the chicane. 2, Lando Norris wins it, extending his championship lead. 3, sliding through the final, but we're going to come across in P5 for the Mexican GP.
Okay, pick up rubber and bring it home.
Well done, guys.
What a way to head to victory! Lando Norris takes the win!
And it's always good to get that momentum on your side, and it's really good for your confidence as well. The more confident you are, the further that can take you.
It was a tough tussle on the racetrack. It is now time for the celebrations. And Lando Norris holds the trophy aloft. Well, what an end to another fantastic weekend of racing. Thanks to everyone who's joined us, and we'll see you for the next one.
Well, a very eventful race and a great one for us here in Mexico. Lando Norris wins it, extending his championship gap. Charles Leclerc overtakes Lewis Hamilton to get back on the podium. The top 3 in the championship, top 3 on the podium. Charles Leclerc keeps his championship lead of George Russell, but only 2 points, and Lando Norris extends it to almost 60 points now. As the earliest he can win it is after the Brazil race, but I don't think he's quite far enough now. And McLaren pretty much have this wrapped up in the constructors. Bagging great points today, although at this point in the season doesn't make much of a difference, but it's great for my morale because I was getting a little bit frustrated. But thank you so much for joining me. Join me, continue to follow me as we head out to Sao Paulo next. Brazil, an incredible racetrack, and probably some rain to come, as it always seems to rain there in Sao Paulo.